The journey to becoming a successful entrepreneurship is often unpredictable. And I think the common mistake we make as entrepreneurs is we think that you need to succeed and that failure is not an option. My guest in studio today has a beautiful, empowering, and dare I say, motivating story about entrepreneurship, failure, mental health breakdowns, but of course also the successes that comes with running and managing your own business. She has been on multiple platforms before, and this conversation was really inspired by her recent Facebook post where she let it all out about her entrepreneurial journey. Ladies and gentlemen, I have Thato in studio. So before I get into the studio, Thato and I have a very interesting relationship, and because I'm also very intentional, I remember when I started my YouTube journey, Dijo from your restaurant for Talks Over Linford at the time, you know, I feel at my house of and the boss was just so amazing. Yeah. So with that foundation laid, talk us through who people was out saying Thato Kimang. Who is Thato? Talk us through, yeah.
Thank you for inviting me. Thato depends on how motsa guy. So I'm gonna try to be relevant.
Sure.
Yeah. Thato Lekatsa, well, it's a mother of three. A free-spirited.
Very free-spirited.
Extremely so. She is an entrepreneur by birth. The reason I'm saying this is you know, I tried, but there's just something that continuously kicks inside of me. I always say to people, they are consumers, they are seed bearers, you know. And when you are born a seed bearer, how to a consumer, you know, because God has entrusted you ojale. And until o kenya peo eno mobung jwale o jala ba dintho di a etsahala. So I think platforming in Thato is a businesswoman. She's crazy about business. She just has lenyora lena la ho bona Lesotho le fapaneng where business is concerned. And see them globally. So yeah, I think that's about it.
So you I love that. I don't even know where to continue from there. So you are entrepreneurial, right? What's that feeling? You touched on it, but I want you to get a bit deeper. You are in entrepreneurship, and then you decide, let me try being employed. What happens? Talk us through that process. You get a job. You are showing up to this job. Where's that during that time?
The idea you know. So when I give you my background, then I have my daughter. At the time, she was taking care of me, but my mom is not going to buy me the pets, you know. You know, I have a diploma, and in my head I'm like, diploma. And in my head it has always been how it's about temporarily you need to find solutions how you know. So ebe ke fumana mosebetsi cafe wa za ka nnete ka itulela cafe mo ke itshella paraffin but I should tell you it wasn't easy because hona le batho ha ke nambo mono they downlook you kore bo banana bana kore wa nne ka go ka be ya lengolo lela la diploma phatle and then so from there I learned you need to start somewhere. The universe you shebile. You know, when you take the first step, you want to do something. You understand? It's in the universe because ke fitla ke kopa ke re ke phikine le December jena ke re ke kopa o gangganna January ena ka nnete ntho December ena fela. It's like no, it's fine. Ga pusha December tseno ke qetile December tseno ke itshebeletsa cafing January ba sa ga o sebetsa hantle ha ba ntse so fumane letho e re hle ko hire ona mphile 800 I think.
Oh wow.
And then ebe o re I was so excited. In fact it was 700 rand ne le bonus. Ebe o ga o sebeditse hantle wa tseba January ke o hira he se ko ngola o so tlo khola 1.1. I was so happy, and then ke sebeditse January, February, March I have nkgono mong wa ka ileng hore I was like Thato ke sa o bona ke rekeng ke ra ke sebetsa mosebetsi o sa ndumelleng ke sebetsa le ka disonta. Then she's like o etsang ke sebetsa cafe ke batho o tla fumana go ha isa le ntse ba le teng bophelong ba hao, but ka ha you are not making any actions ha ba bone ho rona le tlhoko, you understand. And she's like o sebetsa cafe ntse ke le teng a ka nete tlo officing ya ka mane ke tla o fa 1.5 o tlo khanna o na le license o khanne ko rona sa nsunya fela but are o ke tlo sebetsa cafe ntse ke le teng.
So now you move from 700
temporary to 1.1 to 1.5.
I love this.
Se ke le drive o bona ntho mo ya motho o kentse le batho ha o fihla mo people are like hantle wena o tloetse go ha ke na ke teng fela ntse ke khanna yeah. And then I worked there I think for about 5 months. I have a sister of mine also it's a finance at that time. She's a director, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then she's like, what's on a positive finance? Mona le mosebetsing ya no mongwa wa bo contract wa bo ntwa di ke contract, o ka sebetsa ha ke tsena ba ni ke sona hane ka wena. We are talking o suwa ka a moholo.
Okay.
A tsibile engineer ka ho tloa ha ke tloa Roma ke sebetsa cafing. Ke sebetsa man is driving. But she never felt like ke hloka mosebetsi. What I'm trying to emphasize team mona ko hore ho na le di step bophelong mona. You need ho bontsha hore I'm willing, Even nature essence bona le yona you tlisetsa but it conspires, And then my sister is like apply, ka apply ke fumana mosebetsi 2.8.
Girl, you're just
I'm just and then fast forward hona mono be ho so bile hona le ho so I think ho ga ke tsena ho la upgrade I don't know na hana musong e etswang ha o tloa ha o reviewa hore no batho a grade mamang ba se ba tlameha hore ba khole
salary adjustment salary.
I was from 2.8 to 6 point something. Ke tsa hane ki ha ine tla le cross. Like sure. net yaka I think was boma 5 point something 5.6. And you are not able to think, you are just excited because from and then you settle, and then when you settle you're like I'm doing this I'm able to put food on the table, but this is not me. I should be all comfortable and happy. But this is not me. There's just something. So I've always been somebody abalang haholo and mamela like motivational talks, and they just ignite something in you. Sometimes you don't even know, because how do you know you are not at the right place? You just equip yourself with information until you get to the core of who exactly you are. So I think for me, reading and listening to those motivational talks until and once you find yourself really so most of ke rwale di headset ke etse mosebetsi wa ka ke imamelletse ntho tsa ka I would never interact ho tla etswa di society ka mosebetsing ha ke bui le batho ho be le di I'm just not there because I feel like I don't belong. Until one day I find hore Thato you are a job creator, you are born to create mesebetsi, you are not ke hopola ne ke patala supplier ntwe ne ntena ena ga ke kena ka mono transfer of funds to the bank. I was like, oh my god, I hate my job. you know what? I just found myself just doing it because like
I'm here now, so I might as well do it.
Yeah, so fast forward then I just found no, this is not the place for me. What is it that I want to do? And then I'm like in my head, at the time a textile firm, but how I wanted to call was printer. I was always irritable. So excuse me, body Spider-Man boying has like, why are sina ntho tsa rona tsa hae, why are sina bo moshanyana sankatano, why are sina bo eng, you know. So in my head I'm like, yeah, qala ke lo qala ka diphahlo tsa bana ba bashanyana and just botselane boyeng, we have those things and then but ultimately for me was always ha ke bona Basotho ba itlamme ka lelapi la Moswati be kere I know hore ha se culture ya rona but ba lerata. We may as well read something ya rona hore how to get cultural day ebe ha ba tla ka lelapi la Moswati. So for me was okay, let me just qalong mona fa nke ke etse lesela lena, but ultimately I want hore ke hle ke etse textile firm me long hore re tlo tla re printela, because in my head ne ke shebile hore diphahlo tseo tsa bana ha di tlo tla di fella diphahlong fela ba di tlo ba di bedding e tlo ba eng. So I'm like, I need to have this textile firm mo elong hore re printa lesela, so Basotho ba etsa di bedding ba etsang, we have those things tsa rona. So indeed, I did decide on that. I hope I'm not going on and on.
I will jump in, so don't feel bad.
Okay, it's okay.
Don't feel bad.
And then I decided ke calculator le mo tse ke di sebeditse ne se ke sebeditse 6 years. I'm like, hello ka batho motho tla popala le 200 nya
graduate ka benefits.
Yeah, mo tla kala teng ka nnete o printe dikipa tsa bana o etse ntho tse etsahalang. I handed over my resignation. Everyone was thinking I'm crazy. My mom literally thought I was crazy. Ha ke ta hore za hona sena motho ke mo ritseng ke wa bontse se ke bona ke se ke fumane lengolo fela, because next I batlo go be le motho I stopang. Yes, I remember my mom did something so crazy. I am sitting wa ka mona fitlhare ka nne se ke kopa ngwana o fumane mosebetsi wa hlanya wa tsebe ke na le mathata ke le because they didn't understand, you know.
You're doing well.
Yes,
you're doing well in that
they
mind.
didn't understand, and everyone ya ba wa tlala mo finance so ha bo tshire mona mo so hle o thwa hlanya nna ke o tlwetse mosebetsi mme ha ntsa tla mona mo batlela mosebetsi. So you can imagine how can abo finance we get bo ela re and everyone looks at you funny like,
sure,
but you look good.
So now your mom, Kata, you just resigned. You have this vision to start this textile firm, right? You started based on the story on your Facebook page. Is you started Yafeida. It got taken over by different people. I want to fast forward to Lekatsa Butchery because it looked like it was doing really well. Yes, talk us through that journey.
Lekatsa's ke batla hore ke re hanyane ka qala lesela lena he la nkua ha ona taba, and then the gratuity ya ba ha etswe ka moggo ke neng ke lebeletse ka go ke keteletse ke fumane bonte ka mbo 30 something,
not the 200,000.
no ho thusa le ke which also I think one day you should try hore re ke re jwetse batho hore ha o sebetsa o koleke hore o shebe hore na o ntso pay slip ya ha o ntso tswa tšhelete, because o ka nna benefit aba o thabile but qetellong ya letsatsi it will catch up with you. So there was an overpayment ho tloha ha ne ke qala ho hirwa e sale ntse ke fuwa tšhelete ke sa qualify and then le bo tšhelete nyane nyane but ha se kopana kaofela. Yes, so and then ya ba ka nnete I can't start the textile firm, ha ke na tšhelete ke se ke resign.
So resign.
The only thing
and
I
now
know,
you also have the reputation that you're crazy.
Yeah, I'm crazy. You know, the only thing I have now ko ho pheya ke re ntwe nka etsang hona tjena hore fela ke nne ke bone hore na ke etsa bang ko pheya. So I start cooking kitchening ya ka. Guess who were my first customers? The very people who thought I was crazy. Ke go bana sentse bana na ke a hlanya. Ha etla ha ke kena ka dijo ba tla dinka fast, you know. I did that, and then Lekatsa's Butchery ya qala, there was a place bed khona mo Lekatsa's Butchery ne le teng. hona le motho e mong mono a na rekisa di cool foods, and then people started dijo di letsa tsamaya, and people are like, jwale where are you based?
Yeah.
Ba bone be ke rantse ke phela he ba ga re batla gore neng re tlo dula re etse, and for some reason ha ke feta mono that place ya bana le ntho e mpitsang, so I ke kena ka mono ha ke kena ke tla ke kopa mangateng ke re a ke kopa o be atafole ya ka fela monana, kore ke tla kena ka 12 ke tla chaisa ka 3 ba one. So Ntatena is like, hey, there's no business o tla nthusa di walk ins nyana tlo le tafole we ka nnete ke dula ke ema mono and line ya qalella. So the funny thing is I start seeing myself ka hara shop ena. I'm like hona le ntho funny e ke mametseng TJ ke se bua ka yona o seng are you are saying you're a Christian, but you are busy praying for somebody else's husband. But I did exactly that. This poor man hosted me. I start praying for this place. I'm like, hey God, I don't know what you're gonna do with him. So when I start having this idea here, because and for me there's always been I want to know na etswa jwang so that ke tla utlwa gore na ke edang ha ke eding, so lerato la ka la selaga le kadile ka baka la lerato la ka la boros.
Okay.
So when I had this conversation with him ke re ne ke batla collaboration ke ra space sena se seholo sa ija maybe u ka tshela kwana nna ka etsa tjena when I walked in there, this poor guy's like I nna he ke haka
I'm done.
Sala. I was like, what? It's like, I need to we are back to that way when you try.
Alignment.
The alignment where when the universe conspires, how nonzo dutsi hai o sa iteke. Uno ke ke ngafumana di opportunity tse jwalo. So yabakanete fast forward, and my brother-in-law now gets involved, and he's like, these are the people at that time of struggles, but hababona this great move, they're like they want to be part of Tusekai. Brenda here I would talk about Lebatua Brenda and Kirako Brendele, Tlaniko Patala Hanyana. So Habakala Bonaki Brenda, Ragazza and my brother-in-law organized a loan for me. That was
the loan. So entrepreneurship and money management. Because on your Facebook page, post rather, you spoke about money management for entrepreneurs. So with money loan from the brother, also Safmana the 250,000 plus graduity, but your things are going. So talk us through your relationship with money from a business point of view as an entrepreneur.
What's a nati it's another thing to be an entrepreneur at heart. You want to but it's also yet another now to be a business person. For me, I acknowledge I sale ke na le lerato la go qala dikgwebo, but ebe ha ke tsebe ebile ke na le khahleo ya the business part of it. Ho nna ko bona ntwe ntle fela batho ba re o tse ke crazy that I can even say le akena le rata product nkanhle le mahala ko I'm that. And for me, my biggest downfall has always been managing money. I'm that creative and I just want to see ahead. So for me, it's always been how so tseba hore na o motho a jwang batla batho be leng hore bona ba good ka ditjhelete hore jwale ba etse mosebetsi ono. So now I was there, I did everything, I was continuously creative. Ke tla be ke postile dintho di tla rekwa ba qetellong ya letsatsi hore na tjhelete o ikene e entseng. Tla ke sena idea. Understand? Ibile ke sena le follow up, ibile ke sena. Go bona ntho mo yo so tshepile batho fela hantse ba ga re ntse bokana. O sharp. So also le discipline ya rona ke a kgola hore na re hore na motho o hotse mohlomong o manager tjhelete jwang ka relationship ya hao le tjhelete le jwang. Ha o bona tjhelete o bona ntho jwang. You forget hore now you are in business, you want to build an empire, you want to see yourself beyond mona mo lenteng. So o tshwana le nna ona tjenana o tswa mono mo ileng hore a sa le motho antsa sokola tjhelete, and now you start seeing money and then you just want to chow it, ne ke itjelle yona tjhelete hle business nya ka tiko re so mona sa hore go ha ke bona fene re nje ke hopola hore ke gone ke tsa bo 6,000 6 plus ka peak ke etsa bo ma 12,000 15,000 ka letsatsi.
And you were chowing.
I was chowing. Ufumana ha
So-
ke nkile ke isa bankeng. Ke feta sneaker shop mane ke ga ke ise 2.5.
2.5 of the 12. Banking in a sneaker. Wow.
Yeah.
So would you say that is part of the reasons, well, not entirely, but part of the reasons that the business failed?
Yeah, it's actually the main part.
Okay.
It's actually the main part because how ja tšhelete ha ke go bona hantse again, but ha ntso e ja ebe ha o e boloke. Kore o ntso ja stock, kore, you know, and hona le nakwana e leng hore o tlo bona hore for some reason and I still want to understand the psychology behind it because ha ke so fumane hantle hore na ho etsala jwang hore ebe o ntso ja tšhelete but o bone ka re business yona ntse sa safara. And literally just one day you wake up and like how na di salary. Kore e etsaetse jwalo and I still want to know kore motho ha ka nthusa what happened because literally it's just one day kore it's just you wake up and ke di 30 o hloka go godisa batho hana di salary be you are like what okay kelello ya hao jwale ko na e panicang ha o khutlela ka mane ka storong ha o sana stock
Sure.
o so khutlela o so ya tshabe ha ona mo di dula
Salary
hadi
Sure.
so e ba ntho mona ya hore ha o tloa mo ha ona di salary o ya ka storong stock ha se like
So kwatile.
Imagine how le motho a slaga a na reka dikgomo a reka in bulk o so tlameha ho reka dishabo dilageng tsa batho ba just for display. People would come in there. Lekatsa I think ibile e bone I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
I think batho ba sa bone because display was tops but ka morao ka mane ho nolla monwang.
So what's happening to you mentally kana kwe?
Okay, now ke se ke kentse bana dikolo tse turu se ke nkile ya o sianeneng e dintse ke mo rekela malaria shopong se ke mo kentse bo matchabeng sa tswa bo blomo and then o so letsetswa bo sekolong so kolota bo school fees kore e se ba ntho mo na you are like okay now standard kore so ba frustrated you know ko hona le so kwatela basebetsi so bona ba utswa o so kena o le bitafela you know and then it's like wow you feel it o so sa gwabale o so panica right panic mono wa bona gore ke be nka e kwala jwa ntwe ha re ke matshonise ya matshonise o fihla o fa 20,000 to patala di salary ha o ka to patala di salary kgweding e tlang go ntse le ntwe tshwanang jwale se le matshonisa plus interest and then ha esa le stress fela sa di salary e se le stress sa matshonisa kankane they start threatening you are going to kill you. You are a single parent. Now you start seeing bana dijo hantse di thewa di re kore all these things really di a kena, you know. And then you have your days where fitla o so halefetse bana ha ba o botsa dintho ha onang o so ba halefela ha ba tlo ba jwetsa gore na o hetsa mosebetsing ba o letsetsa wa methato phofefedile ha ke re la utswa kore you understand o le frustrated o so le hlafela and at that time you need to understand hore ha hona na go la tswa ka hara the situation and assess the situation. You start saying business is bad because
my employees are stealing from me.
My employees are stealing from me. Kore ha o bone le wena ha o so be le nnete ya gona hantle ntse e tsalang ka kgwebong ya ha you know and then the stress is just too much o so kolota rente man mo kolota o so balea ha o tlame o tlo patala rente kore ke ntho tse mona tse you know wa utlwa le wena go se sona le ntho e sa etsagaleng but it doesn't make sense. I don't know what is happening, you know. Now you start reaching out for TK. I remember I would come to you, TK go patla tlo nthusa go go shebe ke bona ka business ntse ya hantle but ha ke bonna o etsalang. He's like, okay, you're going to have to pay me mama. Like since ke patala ka se ke tlola ke ya go ba bang ke hopole mongare no if you're not able to pay an accountant you're not in business, you're not making money. But on
social it looks good.
God,
it
looks
good. It looks beautiful.
Yeah,
it looks like you're even speaking at different platforms. And what
you know, not. And then one thing also I did was starting to neglect business. Really, Thato Lekatsa, businesswoman.
Businesswoman of the year. Guys. So for me, the question I think the core of the conversation today is I wanted to really start a series, and I'll probably have you back. I'm definitely having you back because there's only so much we can cover in this episode. Yeah. We over romanticize entrepreneurship. Like, we have a lot of people who are entrepreneurs, self-employed, where things look good. So when people come to me and you're doing so well, I always ask, what does that mean? So what does it mean for you in this context? Thato, you were doing so well because you were really doing well. But what does that look like realistically?
You remember how when people said you are doing well, and I should never take that away from me. I'm a really good business person, marketing. Where marketing is concerned, where selling my product isn't concerned, I was very good. You know, still are. Yes, correct. So, Thato, you are doing well. Bashebile, that aspect of you are bringing new products, you are innovative, you are creative, you know how to sell your products, you know. And then for me, when people came and said that, I knew what they were talking about. But some, they're thinking it's not even about they are thinking doing good means it's coming. This
which
is
it
why,
was actually.
Which it was. And lately, some people would even come. In the psychology of money and handling money, when people start saying you're doing good and they come say, how about hey, how wafana usona le kae mo di khutsane mo soisa, and you are not even aware how so fitly leveling. Sure. So when people say you are doing good, hona le ntho ba e bonang, and you should not even take that away from you. You understand?
I absolutely.
I remember every time I kopana le wena ke re I'm so proud of you. You know, you always ask me this question, consistency is everything. For me, it's about the foundation and just paying attention to detail. You know, you have a vision for your podcast and everything you are doing. And you know, in your head, you can never. Okay, fine. In your head, but how about you know, your excellence? I think you're one of the most the content creator they are after excellence. Yeah. You are not, how about followership, and then you miss quality. The finer details and yes. Journey, yeah. So for me, when I say I'm so proud of you, you are doing so well. Kishebile consistency, kishebile paying attention to detail, kishebile the quality you want to maintain. So I think
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm not sure how long we've been going. So I want to ask two questions. Wrap up at the part one of this conversation. The first one is, so now you have failed, right? And I won't say publicly so, but to some extent publicly so. I get. Khabone, the brand that you built, we think you're doing well. You've spoken on different platforms. Now you know you have failed, right? How do you bounce back? It's harder to say that. The Thato I know is a creator, linking back to the seed. How do you bounce back, and what does it take for you to bounce back and say, hey, Kichila money, create a new business, which is the one that you're wearing, YourGal Logistics.
How do you bounce back? First, you need to acknowledge you failed. And first, you need to make failure your friend. Because for you to make failure your friend, people don't understand this, but something that becomes your friend, you understand it. You make it your friend, you ask it questions. Are you here to break me? Are you here to teach me lessons? And I made it my friend. I sat down for a year, just trying to understand failure. Why did I collapse? Why did I fail? You know, and I got to understand all these things that I had seen. I called them upon myself because I missed some things. I say it's a failure, you know, all these things. You made yourself so trying to understand how you got there. And then I sat down with myself and I acknowledged, okay, I failed. Why did I fail? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do I want to give up? If I give up, I cannot give up. I can't afford to give up. You understand? And I sit down with myself. And then when you also, one thing I always say to people is, how should you acknowledge a failure? Forgive yourself.
Forgive yourself.
Forgive yourself. Hore. If I knew better, I would have done better. Yes. Yeah. And then, I'm like, the seed inside of me, because I can say I'm built differently. Kore. Ke bone ke na le di ideas tse ngata so much that for me, it's not even about specifically building a brand. I just want to understand business, because I believe when you understand business, you can build everything and anything. So when I sat down, I was like, hona che ke nya haufinyana e leng hore e ka etsa hore ke khutla hona che without ke hira dibaka without because like, you know, the lion in me just wants to go back in the jungle.
So I find, as a closing question, right, for this part, right, it's interesting how YourGal Logistics, firstly the colors, it's your color brand, so I picked it up now. And now, based on what you said earlier on, how you see how that has gone full circle.
Oh my God!
Like, you see how that has gone full circle. So now you're amazing. Back to the 1.5 where the journey started. Morgan, what are you doing?
Oh my God. It's amazing. It's amazing you say that, because, you know, my sister said to me, I think September, Thato when na go hlo wena ha batho celebrate ntho as festive wena wa wena o qala qalong. And then that was like a waking moment for me hore ke qala qalong, because e ka go hona le di lesson tse ke di missang. And for you to say this, the only time my mom would like get a license, I think I was 18, 19, but confidence you know, and all these things were build ups to moments like this. And for you, it's just crazy.
I just connected with that. So, but that's YourGal Logistics, just to wrap up the conversation. What does it do? This is the elevator pitch.
I want to be as honest as I possibly can. This please. Is just something I dream about. For me, I don't know if I can keep it there, company, but it's like, boyo DHL ya Lesotho. Sure. I see the Fofane, I see the Kepe, I see boying. And honachana, I'm still trying. How am I going to walk up around it? You know, the logistical part of it. Sure. You understand?
Excuse the pen.
Oh, yeah. But hey, honachana, it looked like it kala fela ka hore, it looked like inkela like your domestic shopping. And all those things. So
but what the parcel?
You like on steroids. Sure. Like you found the
Thato brand, the Thato brand. Yes,
yeah. But
okay, that's good. Yeah. That's good. And where do people connect with you? People who want to hear you. I think I do still feel like your story needs to be heard. Therefore, you should actually go back to speaking and charge for it. Charge for it. But also, where do people connect with you? Who is a business with either YourGal Logistics Cup or you as a person.
And funny enough, how and I have a podcast and baked in pain, just this unfiltered truths about life and business. And then people can connect with me. You know, follow your
like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, comment, subscribe. Comment, subscribe, like on your baked in pain. Also, there's a page that YourGal Logistics, so people can like on Facebook. And for those people really who just want to connect with me, I don't know if I can give
well, if you feel safe to do so.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's 630-77497. Get Thato Lekatsa. You can call me, invite me. I have a whole lot to share,
offer.
to offer. Yeah.
A whole lot to share and offer. Thank you so very, very, very much, Thato. Definitely bring her back, because I believe this entrepreneurship thing it's beautiful, but it's also equally dangerous if you don't know what the hell you are doing. So thank you so much for sharing your story, and thank you so much for making time to sit in this heat. I feel like I'm baked in money. So for the community of Trailblazers, you've been listening to My Money Adventures podcast. It's available on Spotify. It's also on Apple and Google Podcasts. And of course, it's also on YouTube Podcasts. So remember to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about this episode. Ask Thato questions, especially if you're an entrepreneur that has failed. If you're thinking of starting, she also has a lot to offer and to share. So please feel free to leave a comment, questions, and suggestions in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow our podcast. Also our blog, mymoneyadventures.com, which I'll also link here for personal finance content. We have a newsletter as well. Guys, I'm just out here giving financial, personal finance knowledge like this. So don't miss a dime. Until the next video, like, comment, and share. I don't say subscribe no more.
Oh my God.
If they want to subscribe and be part of this community, they will be.
You are there.
So until the next video, no, I'm not there yet. I'm trying something new. Until the next video, guys, love, peace, and happiness. And a big shout out to my creative team behind the camera, Matsoso Photography, Bisa Streets for the audio editing, sound engineering, and all that jazz. And of course, to my guests.
Thank you.
And most importantly, like I always say, me.
Oh,
Guys,
God.
Me. I don't celebrate myself enough. Me. For showing up
We
every single
celebrate
day,
you.
for working hard. I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. Guys, love, peace, and money. I will see you in the next episode. Cheers.